You're listening to podradio.co.za.
Welcome back, guys. This is Amber Isaacs, and this week's topic is little things often mean the most. Joining Jordan and I is the other four amazing hosts and hostess, which is Zakir, MK, Naluri, Imihle, and of course our guest Renika. During the lockdown, we've realized that it is often the little things in life that we take for granted that means the most to us, such as being able to hug a friend, having a get-together with friends, or enjoying outdoors activities without masks, etc. In this week's podcast, our participants will name 3 things they only realize now they took for granted before the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown started, and what they've learned about themselves during this time. Let's get right into it.
Yo, it's your man, Mr. CWR. And I'm coming to you right here out of the hotspot, HDS Bell. So, there are 3 things I took for granted before the COVID-19 pandemic started. I've learned the following about myself during this time. Firstly, family time. Family time has become more appreciated. I appreciated family time more. I looked at it I looked things out of a different perspective, organized islands. Family time, I started appreciating watching my sister, aunt, uncle, mother, granny, brothers, all of them growing up and seeing how each of one of us evolve. I took that for granted, and I never really appreciated family time because most of the time I just wanted to be on my own. But now I see that spending time with your family is quite important and it's a blessing as well. So yeah. The second thing that I took for granted was not doing enough work. I want to say not doing enough work, but I haven't studied that much until COVID-19 started. And when COVID-19 started, I simply just had to pick up the pace, take my books more, learn more, put more effort in, and trying to evolve better into a better person each day. So I took that for granted, and I've learned about myself that the more you study, the better things become. And truly, that has helped me thus far, sitting more with my books, appreciating my books. Because most of us are privileged enough to have the resources with us, to study, to do work, to do something, whereas other kids don't have. So I started appreciating it because I realized that there are other kids out there that does not have the information with them that I have. And the necessary information that I have, I'm taking for granted, and I just felt like it's time for a change. And voila, things happen. The better you put your focus to it, the better things will be. Anything is possible that you believe in. And the third thing would be my sport. I took it for granted, I enjoyed it too much. Whereas now, it's hard because I can't play. I feel like I'm losing my mind. And I know enjoying something you deserve it, but for the sport it was different. For the rugby, I could express myself, who I am and what I want to do and how I want to go about my things. Now it's a time for change now, but because now I can't play, I have to wait for the lockdown to finish. And so goes for other players as well. And I think everyone took it for granted now, but I have dedicated myself in improving what I had lost and just trying to see this as a positive outcome. So that's it from me, guys. I'm your man, Mr. CWR. I gotta go to the line. Peace out.
The 3 things that I've taken for granted before lockdown is number 1, sports. Now, I'm not really athletic, but I just miss running around an netball court and jumping as high as I can and trying to catch a ball. Number 2 is going out with my family and friends. Just because we've always went to different places to see how the environment is and basically experience new vibes. Number 3 has to be hugs. Before lockdown, I wasn't really a person who hugs a lot. Like, I didn't see it as necessary. But since now we can't hug, I feel like just taking a whole group of people and just having a huge group hug. What have I learned about myself during this lockdown? I have learned that I am a doubter. I really doubt myself sometimes. And I really don't like that. So I've decided that recently that I will stop doubting myself and I will push through everything and just, work hard.
The 3 things that I took for granted before the COVID-19 pandemic. The first one would definitely be breathing freely. Being able to breathe clean, fresh air all the time, I think is something that we can all say we took for granted. The second one would definitely be human interaction. Just being able to go up to somebody that you love and being able to hug them and kiss them and be close to them, and now you can't do any of that. And I think it's something that's taking its toll on all of us. The third thing would definitely be freedom. Just being able to go wherever you want to and not having to worry about if you're standing too close to someone, if you have touched something that you haven't touched. And the process of going back home where you have to leave shoes outside, you have to sanitize your hands all the time. A bunch of exhausting things that are really frustrating. I think we all took for granted the simplicity of life before the entire pandemic. What I've learned about myself during this time is how resilient I actually am. I am someone who is very soft and someone who really never liked change. And I found out how resilient I am by how quickly I was able to adapt to everything and having the can't change it, gotta live with it mentality. And I never knew that about myself till now.
Hey, what's up? So, the 3 things that I have taken for granted is, first of all, time. Like, this COVID-19 made me realize that like, I'm just talking about like time at a workplace or at your job, because like, I always thought like we have so much time when we're at school, but then it made me realize we don't have a lot of time. It's like, and also the things that you always wanted to do is very unexpected. Like, we don't know your goals that you have achieved or the goal that you want to achieve can be chain smashed of something so unexpected. Things are unexpected. Made me realize like things are unexpected and things aren't fixed, you see. And the second thing it made me that I took for granted is exercise. I always took exercise and like, I'm going to exercise tomorrow, or I'm going to do a light exercise or whatnot. But then if you were like confined in your own home and like you have nothing else to do, I'm not saying exercising is like a time waster, but it's actually very important, because you're sitting at home, you don't get enough like things that make your body function right, like sunlight and all that. You have to make the blood flow, you have to pump blood in your own body so you can build yourself and make your body stronger, instead of sitting there like a couch potato, you see. So it made me realize that exercise is actually very important, and that we all have the time in our hands to exercise and make our body better than it is now. The third thing made me realize is family, because when you go to work, depending if you go to work or you go to school, all of us are always occupied by the work that we have to do, the products we have to make, and the goals we have to achieve. We do that without knowing that we're actually making less and less family time. So with this lockdown, we're all stuck in our homes, and for those students out there, we're stuck with our families, our parents, our brothers and sisters, our siblings, our cousins. Then we spend more time with them, time close to them. Makes you realize that they're very important to you and that they're there, you see. And those are the things I've learned about myself is that I must love myself and take care of myself and want what's best for myself, you see. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, we're all alone with ourselves. So why hate on yourself when you're all you have? So that's what I've learned, just to love myself more and to take care of myself better. Thank you.
The 3 things I took for granted before the COVID-19 pandemic and lockdown started is spending time with my friends. I feel like I didn't appreciate the funny and weird moments enough, and being able to greet a friend and family member with a tight hug. And lastly is having a sense of freedom. During this time, I've learned a lot about myself, like the fact that I enjoy class interactions with my teachers and classmates more than online learning. I've also learned that I'm hard on myself at times when it comes to certain things, that it actually affects my well-being. And lastly, I've also learned that I have a weird taste in music that my mom questioned at times.
Hi guys, Jordan here. So 3 things I took for granted before the COVID-19 pandemic started would be my freedom, basically being able to just, go out whenever I please, hang out with people whenever I please, not thinking about perhaps not germs especially, but I guess a virus and a disease that could kill me. The second thing would be my life. Taking for granted my life and actually knowing how precious it is. Yeah, to many people it may seem, oh no, I'm not going to die because I'm not that person. But if you think about it, everyone at the end of the day has to die. And I guess the thought of not taking your life taking your life and realizing that it's precious, and especially your health. And I guess, taking for granted the fact, my third thing would be, taking for granted the fact that I don't have any, diseases or illnesses that could cause me to die. So, that would be my 3 things. I think that would be my 3 things. Because we don't realize something until it's too late, or until basically we are threatened by it. And we realize how precious something is in our life until maybe it's gone, or too late for that matter. So, the things I learned about myself during this time would be I'm actually very creative, and that if I have an idea, I tend to put my mind to it and actually get it right. I'm very organized. I realize that. You guys, you have no idea. I've been rearranging my cupboards. My room has become such a art place, if you could put it like that. It's either things here or there, or it's pages hanging here with my writing or my poetry. So I've learned I'm very creative, actually. Truth be told. So bye.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Renisha David. I'm from Babel Technical High School. I'm in grade 12V5. Topic of discussion for today: 3 things that we took for granted before COVID-19 hit. The first one I would say is social distancing. Social in general. Being able to hug your friends, high five them, or, just actually stand close to them to have a conversation. We all took that for granted. Being able to be close to people, literally, in the sense of actually having a conversation with someone, and that person is not 2 meters away from you, wearing cloth over their mouth. It's really difficult to understand what people are saying when you can't see their lips move. Second one would be sports. We really took that for granted. Quite frankly, I absolutely miss the Champions League, the Spanish League, UEFA League. I am a sports fanatic, and not being able to watch my teams play anymore, it upsetted me. But they lifted that ban of sports not being, acceptable. But still, in the beginning, it was a real uncomfortable for me to just sit at home, not being able to even watch a soccer game. I had to watch the highlights of old games, which was really boring because I could predict everything. The third and final most would be, I think social gatherings. Going out with my friends to a party, or just chilling, at home or going to the beach, ladies and gentlemen. Like, that is an actual missing right now. Being able to sit on the beach with your friends, play soccer or frisbee or whatever you do on the beach other than swimming and tanning. It's something that we miss because we can't do it anymore. Social gatherings is banned, so says President Cyril Ramaphosa. But they're doing everything for us right now for our safety. And I respect that. They're trying so hard to keep us all safe, and all we have to do is just listen. Some of us find it really difficult to listen, most than others. But all in all, it's just for our safety. In the end, we will make it out of this. But that's my point of view. Thank you for listening again. Bye.
And that's a wrap, guys. So I hope we managed to inspire you guys to value and appreciate the little things we often take for granted in life a bit more. Tune in again next time or next week for our podcast on grade 9 subject choices, and where we will be giving some advice to our grade 9 hearties. Bye, guys. Tune in again.